All right, and I'm assuming this case does not involve a child?
No, Judge.
Okay. All right, Mr. Warta, the state has filed a dismissal in your case. It appears that the complaining witness is waiving prosecution and does not want to go for it. All right, so let's stop with the,
Sorry.
and let me just tell you why. Because one, the only reason why it appears this case isn't going forward is because the complaining witness does not want to be here. You yourself know whether you did something wrong or not, but obviously there is something that happened. That's why this case is here. So whatever it is that happened, you need to change your ways and do things differently. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, and probation, this is an application. Court is calling 2022 CR 6940, State of Texas versus Bernardo Warta. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Kathy Compton for Mr. Warta.
And are you Mr. Warta?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Warta, I'm showing you what's entitled application for community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, sir.
Showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor, we're going with the lesser included offensive robbery, and we are waiving the enhancement paragraph.
Any objection?
No.
Showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with the lesser, well, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of robbery. That's a second degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of robbery. Punishment is to be assessed at 8 years in the prison. There's a $500 fine and the state recommends community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense,
I did, Your Honor.
state?
Yes, Judge.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Showing you outside the plea bargain agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 8 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 100 hours community service restitution, no contact with Abel Ramos or Rowley's at 955 South General McMullen in San Antonio, Texas, 78237. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? I'm sorry, to the offense of robbery, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
State any evidence
State offer states exhibit 1 and all attachments.
No objection.
showing you what's entitled waiving consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments or review the same. Attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
We're asking to do so, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
I would just ask that the court follow our plea bargain agreement my client's been in custody for a very long time. We've negotiated for a very long time, and I believe that this is in his best interest. He's recently a first-time grandfather, and I have seen a huge change in his demeanor, and just, I think his outlook has changed very much. So I would ask just that you follow the plea bargain, Judge.
Okay. And what auto parts were you taking from O'Reilly's?
Some headlights.
And how much are headlights?
They were like, I think they were $50 or something like that. I'm not too sure, y'all.
So, and how long have you been at the jail?
15 months. Yeah.
So you spent 15 months at the Bear County Jail, over $50.
I'm not proud to say, but yes, y'all.
So why didn't you just pay for the lights? And I'm sure if you would have just returned them, they probably would have said, okay, and moved on to something else. Why didn't you just return it?
They were no longer in my possession, Your Honor, when they found them. So it was really,
But why do people have to chase you down to give back their property? That's the number one thing that people are taught in school. Don't take what doesn't belong to you. And how old are you?
I'm 35 now, Your Honor.
So you should have known that.
Yes, Your Honor.
It shouldn't take a grandchild to make you realize that you shouldn't take what doesn't belong to you. And the tattoos you have, what are they about? And are they related to an organization?
No, Your Honor. No, man. I only got, while I was in prison, I got associated because of tattoos I got before I went to prison. Your Honor.
No, I understand. The reason why I ask sometimes about tattoos, I'm just interested in tattoos. I always want to know about people's life because that tells me some things and help me make conditions for you. But the other reason why I'm always interested in tattoos, because some tattoos are related to different organizations.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So do you have any employment prospects? What are you going to do when you're released?
Yes, ma'am. I have my own lawnmower service. I do lawns. And my sister, since that's not working out right now too well because I'm locked up, my sister has her own construction business and she's waiting for me to get out to employ me.
All right. Do you have any children?
Yes, Your Honor.
What are their ages?
15 and 16, Your Honor.
15 and 16, and you have a grandchild?
Yes, Your Honor.
Who is the
My
mother?
daughter, Your Honor.
The 16-year-old?
No, I'm sorry, she's 16 now and he's 17.
So your daughter has
A
a
baby.
child with the 17-year-old.
She's a 17-year-old.
All right, so your daughter is now 17 and not 16?
No, my daughter's 16
Mhm.
and she has the baby
All right, and she has a child with a 17-year-old.
with another child her age, yes.
All right, how many grandchildren do you have?
Just one
Just one, and that's from the 16-year-old.
from the 16-year-old.
And is the grandchild living with you all? Or going to
Yes,
live?
he's in our house. But they have an adult that lives there with them
Okay,
at the time. Yes.
and who is the adult who lives with them? What
It's
is,
my mother.
okay. So your mother is a great grandmother.
Yes, John.
So she's taking care of her grandchildren and now a great
A
grandchild.
great grandchild. But only because of my absence, John. Yes.
Well, no, because
Well, yes.
Children know.
Yes, you're right. John.
and has she graduated from high school?
She's continuing still. Yeah, yes.
All right, I'm going to sentence you to 8 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 8 years. There's a $500 fine that will be probated. Probation will do gang supervision. There's to be no contact with any O'Reillys.
Yes, ma'am.
So I think that leaves AutoZone and other places, but no contact with O'Reillys.
Yes, John.
There's going to be 100 hours of community service restitution. That can be waived if he completes parenting classes and probation, whichever parenting classes you think would work with him. So where are your children's, where is their mom?
So another crazy story, she is actually back in the picture now and living there with them as well.
All right, so was Child Protective Services involved?
No, not for my kids.
All right, for her children?
We only have our children.
All
together.
right, okay. Proof of employment within 30 days of release. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Is there any drug issues with you?
No, yeah.
All right, we'll do regular UAs. Bill visits. One time per month. I'm sorry, one time every 3 months. Probation, is there anything else? Oh, no, I'm mandating them. Is there anything else you need from the court, sir?
Yes, John, I just wanted to clear something up for you, because I think this is where you were kind of got the misinterpretation. I lost my children to the state and my mom adopted them.
Okay.
So that's,
All right, so I'm gonna do no unsupervised contact with minors.
that way you understand that that's why I'm around.
Okay, all right, so I'm gonna do no unsupervised contact with minors, and this is what I'm gonna tell you about CPS cases, and your attorney can probably tell you this as well. I don't know what the legal paperwork says about her adoption,
Yes, ma'am.
but what I do know, if she adopted your children, which means that your rights were terminated and the mother's rights were terminated, I'm sure CPS is not expecting you all to act as babysitters or anything of that nature. You understand?
It's only, well, yes, ma'am, I understand what you,
Okay. All right. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
it sounds like you gave it all to me already, John.
Okay. All right. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes,
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to the attorney. Do you understand?
yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. In this court, to be successful on probation, and I think you've been here before, so you know, communication is key. If there is an issue, let probation know. If you feel like probation is not addressing that issue, you can always come back to court and speak with me. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge.
Court is going to call 2023 CR 3852, State of Texas versus Kayleen Johnson. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state
Hank Wilkins for the state.
defense?
Louis Martinez on behalf of Ms. Johnson.
And are you Miss Kayleen Johnson?
Yes.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Judge, I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Johnson, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes.
Next, I'm showing you the true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Wish to continue with this plea?
Yes.
All right. Did you understand you're charged with the offense of driving while intoxicated, third or more, as a third-degree felony? Range of punishment for that offense is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this agreement, you were giving up those rights? And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes. Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, yes,
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Johnson, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No,
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
no,
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
yes,
Are you a U.S. citizen?
yes,
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
yes,
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 6 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. State recommends community supervision. There's to be restitution to Claudia Ortega and Vania, Vannia, Marique, Marrique. The DWI panel, DWI education, and 2 years two years driver's license suspension. Did you understand that to be the plea?
yes,
Defense?
Yes,
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
yes,
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
no, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the agreement. State is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 4 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 150 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Did you understand?
yes, Your Honor.
And did you also understand that because this is a DWI third, the court could order 10 days in the Bear County Jail as a condition?
Yes,
All right. And what I can tell you, usually in this court, because of health issues that occur at the jail, I usually give people a choice. One, you can do your 10 days flat at the jail, or either you can do GPS for 20 days. You understand?
yes,
All right. Then to the offense, as charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
no contest.
State any evidence
Your Honor, I submit State's Exhibit 1 in the attachments.
And that's without objection, Judge.
showing you what's entitled wavering consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes,
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
yes,
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
yes,
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence States Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing States Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Judge, we like a PSI.
All right. Can I have a PSI date? And probation, this will be a PSI and a TAP evaluation. And see if they do a referral to felony drug court, just see if they have room.
Judge, yes, I did would be September 12th.
All right, we'll be back on September 12th. All right, and while we're waiting your PSI, waiting for sentencing, if you're not doing sober meetings, you need to be doing those. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And she is that she's doing her AA meetings. She did go through at her expense inpatient treatment program up front and then follow that up with sober living. And so she's doing her AA right now.
Okay, awesome. All right, so we will see you back then.